dream, and I come up with a different way to do my biscuit recipe, and I'm gonna try it. And I'm gonna see if it works, and if it does, I'll post this, and if it don't, well, then it's a good way to learn a good lesson. Always try something new. It's kind of the same recipe, but I'm gonna do it different. I'm gonna mix it different. And I am going to put the Crisco in the mixer first. And I'm putting in about 1/4 of a cup. Nope, I'm gonna take a little bit out. Not quite 1/4 a cup, but it's about the size of a large walnut if you made it in a round ball. Anyway, I'm gonna put that in the mixer. And I'm gonna mix that up by itself before I do anything else. I'm just gonna let that mix around and get really soft. Then I'm gonna add my buttermilk. And I'm gonna put in a cup to start with. And then I'm gonna add a little bit more. I'm gonna put that in the cup. About 1/4 a cup more. Then I'm going to turn that on. And be mixing. And I'm going to kind of get it off of the edge. And I'm almost wondering, I thought about heating the milk just a tiny bit, but I'm going to try it this way first. Whenever you mix this biscuit recipe up by hand, a lot of times they will work the Crisco, work it with their hands and get it really, really soft, and add the butter, with the buttermilk. And that way it just gets real soft and room temperature. Your hand heats up the Crisco. So anyway, what made me think to do this is so I could do it in the mixer. But I'm gonna add just 1 cup of flour, and I'm going to mix that in, and then I'm going to go ahead while that's mixing and add my salt, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking powder, and 2½ teaspoons of that was soda. That was 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and then I'm putting in 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 2½ teaspoons. There's 2. This is 1/2. I put in 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of salt. Now, maybe I'll get it. All right, oh, that looks wonderful. I'm going to add the other 1/4 of a cup of buttermilk. another cup of flour. Then I'm going to add another fourth a cup, I think. I'm going to look at the batter. And it's still pretty soft, so I'm going to put another fourth of a cup of flour in here. Can you see what it looks like on the paddle? I'm going to flour my hands. I'm going to flour the table in a little bit anyway. So I'm just going to, the dough is really nice. That's what I'm liking about it. That's why I wanted to try this, to see if I could get the dough to look like that and to be nice and soft. Okay, so I'm going to put some more flour out here on the counter. And then I'm going to, whoops, put the biscuit mix out on top of that. Get it all scraped out of here. The dough looks wonderful. Okay. Now I'm going to put some more flour on top. And I think I'm going to have to come around there and move the camera. So hang on. Got my oven heating up. And I've got my skillet on with 2 tablespoons of Crisco heating up in it. It's just on the burner. Get my hands floured again. Okay, I'm going to work in some flour. I'm just going to knead this in. I love the way this dough turned out. I don't know, I was just laying in bed and thought this up. Thought maybe it would make a smoother, I was looking for a smoother dough, and I like it. Okay, I'm gonna cut out the biscuits. And I think I'll probably have me some biscuits this morning. I might make a little gravy. If I do, I'll show you how I do that. Six. Should be able to get 2 more out of here. We'll need this back up. Like I said, I just put this dough. This will be probably a little bit bigger, but I just put the dough in the back into the biscuit cutter. But I'm going to press this down because it's a little and I'm going to put him in the middle of the skillet, so he'll be in there. Okay, I'm going to bring the skillet over here. Now, if you don't have an iron skillet, you can use anything. My mother always used a pie pan. And you dip your biscuit in the Crisco, and this is what makes you have a crunch on the bottom of your biscuit if you like that. You may not like your biscuits crunchy, but anyway, if you don't have an iron skillet, she used a pie pan, just an aluminum pie pan, but that's all she used it for, was for the biscuits. So it does get brown and has a buildup of the oil and stuff that you use. So if you don't want to ruin a pan, you make sure you use an old one. All right, I'm going in the oven with these, and I've got the oven on 450, and I'm only gonna bake it 12 minutes and see if they'll be done in about 12 minutes. I'll let you know when I get them baked, and I'll show you what they look like. Well, we're back. The biscuits are done, and it took 14 minutes I had it at 450 degrees. And I want you to look how the bottoms, see how the bottoms, they're just crunchy, and I like my biscuits that way. But anyway, I'm gonna taste one, and if they taste as good as my other ones, and I don't know why they wouldn't, because it's the exact same ingredients. It's just that I mixed it up a little different, and I think it's going to be a better way to do the biscuits and even easier, because you put everything in there and you don't have to worry about putting the melted Crisco in it, because you just make it soft in the mixer. And I'll take me a biscuit out here. Put that butter on there. Gotta have that butter. Whoa, gotta have that butter. I'll probably make me some gravy after a bit. I'm not sure. Oh man. Gotta have that honey too. Yes, this was much faster to make this way, and I'll redo the recipe and write it if you want to do it this way. I feel like it's a little faster by putting the Crisco in the mixer first, mixing it up and getting it soft, and then adding the buttermilk. Then take your scraper and scrape the side of the bowl and get that all back in there and beat it some more. Then put just 1 cup of flour in to start with and beat that up. No, I put the buttermilk in. I put a cup of buttermilk in, and then I mixed that all up, and then I put 1 cup of flour. And mix that all up, and then I added another 1/4 of a cup of buttermilk, and then another cup and a 1/4 of flour. Then I put it out on the board on the floured board and kneaded some extra flour in it so that it wouldn't stick to my hand, and pressed it out and cut out the biscuits. And I think they're super. They look great. They look great. I'm gonna taste one here real quick. Can you hear me crunching? It's so good. So, so good. I think you'll like to do it this way even better. Okay, see you later.